Monica's statement to Gordon in the dream sequence of episode 14 is a more personalized extension of Margaret's statement, the dream of time and space. It simply questions the true nature of our reality. Monica's question to Gordon, in reality, has no answer. It's not meant to be answered. But if we take this question, who is the dreamer, and apply it to the show, we can come up with an answer. Now, to help ensure that we come to the correct conclusion, I'm going to identify who the dreamer is, but also include what the dream actually is.
Hey, I'm G, and this is the G-Spot.
To help us answer such an open-ended question, we're going to ask, what was the purpose of the dream that the question was asked in? Now, if we look at the dream, we can conclude that the most substantial part of the dream was the scene in the Philadelphia office with Jeffries warning Gordon and Albert about Cooper. This is exactly where we cut to after Monica asks the question, and this is also what Gordon and Albert comment on after the dream. So we know this is the significant part of the dream sequence. To help further pinpoint the purpose of the dream, we can look at the episode's theme. The theme of the episode was things you need to know to accomplish your purpose. If we looked at everything that happened to Gordon in episode 14, it all revolved around him learning about two Coopers. This is so he can accomplish his purpose of figuring out what happened to Cooper. We first see him talking to Frank, and Frank lets him know that Laura's diary indicates there are two Coopers. We then see the conversation with Diane, where Diane identifies Dougie Jones, which again is going to lead the FBI to Dougie Jones and help Gordon figure out that there are two Coopers. If we go to the dream, we see this pattern is continued. Jeffrey's warning to Gordon and Albert is about Doppelganger Cooper, the second Cooper. So when we ask ourselves the purpose of the dream, we can see through what was emphasized in the dream and also through the theme of the episode that the purpose of the dream was to provide Gordon with further information on two Coopers. We can eliminate the possibility of dreamers to Cooper and Doppelganger. If the dream's purpose is to expose to Gordon information about two Coopers, then we can conclude that the dreamer is going to point to one of the two Coopers. Now, Cooper is actually in the dream, but Gordon does not see his face. The reason Gordon doesn't see Cooper's face in the dream is because Gordon has not seen Cooper's face yet. He has only seen Doppelganger's face. So by putting Cooper in the dream and hiding his face, it is a signal to Gordon, you have not actually seen Cooper yet. Cooper is not the dreamer. And this only leaves us with one person to fill the dreamer's spot, and that is Doppelganger Cooper. If we plug Doppelganger Cooper into everything, it all makes sense. Doppelganger Cooper is who Jeffries is talking about when he points and says, do you know who that there is? And when it comes to figuring out what did happen to Cooper, this is the piece of information that Gordon is missing, that there is a doppelganger in the formula. So that's identifying the dreamer through the theme of the episode. Gordon needs to know things about the two Coopers. And this dream tells him two things about them. It tells him you haven't seen the real Cooper yet, and you have to be aware of Doppelganger Cooper, which is what Jeffries is trying to tell him. To help assure that we have come to the right conclusion, if Doppelganger Cooper is the dreamer, then what is Doppelganger Cooper's dream? What we know about the dreamer is that the dreamer dreams the dream and then lives inside the dream. In order to identify the dream, we need to go back to this moment in the Black Lodge, because this is when Doppelganger Cooper dreamed his dream. Doppelganger Cooper's dream was to be at this location on October 1st or 2nd to take advantage of the power that this thing has. And he dreamed this dream up this night in the Black Lodge. And then he started living in the dream the minute he took Cooper's place on Earth. And he's been living out that dream ever since. Now, you may say, wait a minute. That was so long ago in the Black Lodge when he actually took Cooper's place. How can we connect that to the current events? In order to connect this night in the Black Lodge to everything that is happening right now, all we need to really do is look at Doppelganger's meetings with Briggs and Diane. We know that those meetings happened very soon after he took Cooper's place on Earth. And we also know that those two meetings have become significant in the current events we are watching. On top of this, we could look at Dougie Jones. We know that Dougie has existed for just about 20 years on Earth. So we can safely assume that yes, what we are seeing Doppelganger go through is a long-term plan, something that he planned back here in the Black Lodge. When we look at all the things we have seen throughout the past 14 episodes, the vast majority of things are a result of Doppelganger Cooper's actions or the event that Doppelganger Cooper is planning on taking advantage of. Everything we see happen with Cooper is a direct result of Doppelganger taking his place on Earth, including Cooper being mistaken for Dougie and living out the consequences of Dougie's choices. Doppelganger manufactured Dougie to ultimately eliminate Cooper. Margaret, Hawk, Bobby, Frank, and Andy have all been motivated by trying to figure out what happened to Dale Cooper, or what did Doppelganger do to Dale Cooper. Everything we have seen them go through is a direct result of what Doppelganger did. Then we have the Warden and the FBI, who only become involved in our story once Doppelganger is arrested. Now, some other things that have occurred are the glass box and the experiment. These are both a result of the event that Doppelganger is planning for. We also see Ruth Davenport, Bill Hastings, the entire police department in Buckhorn are all become involved in the story because of these coordinates that lead to the event that Doppelganger is planning for. Beverly and James all hear a strange noise in Twin Peaks. This strange noise is a higher density leaking into our density as we get closer to this event that is going to take place. So all of these things are a result of the event that Doppelganger is planning for. What we have left is this list here. It's mostly of people. If we add up the screen time that all these things take, it is actually a very small amount of screen time. And there's good reason to believe a lot of the things here will tie into the event that is going to occur. And so we can see without a doubt that season 3 is a story about Doppelganger. It's the story of Doppelganger's plan and what he has done to execute that plan. And the final result is going to be whether or not Doppelganger succeeds with his plan. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't be afraid to go ahead and give it a like. If you know anybody else who watches Twin Peaks and is wondering who the Dreamer is, go ahead and share the video with them. And if you want to be alerted every time I upload a video, go ahead, subscribe, ding the bell, and you will be notified every time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.